Hey everybody, welcome to Everything's Plastic. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Halo Spartan Collection, Series 5, Jorge-052. These toys are made by Wicked Cool Toys, which is a Jazwares company. So we'll get a closer look at the side of the packaging. Nothing on this side, just a little picture of George on the top here. Nothing on top, just UNSC and barcodes and all that good stuff on the bottom. On the back here we have a picture of George, and these are the other figures in Series 5. We have Master Chief, Kelly 087, and Spartan Rogue. So pretty cool wave overall. If you checked out our last Halo review, I played the first Halo. I played a lot of the first Halo, first when it came out back in 2001 I think it was. I played a little bit of Halo 2 and then that's pretty much it. Recently bought a Xbox Series S. Me and my son have been going through Halo Infinite and I fell right back in love with Halo. So now we're going back and we're collecting some action figures. So I don't know all the backstories, I don't know all the lore on these. Just really love these figures and I think they look awesome. So that's pretty much it for packaging, guys. Not much else to see, not much else to talk about. We'll be right back with this one out of the package so we can get a closer look. Alright guys, we have George outside of packaging. For accessories, we have this pretty cool backpack. Paint application on this one is pretty clean. Pretty cool design. We see some pretty cool weathering on this one, some damage, some scrapes and all that good stuff. Not 100% sold on the pegs though, so hopefully they work out. They're not really a deep peg or anything like that, but hopefully they fit on and actually stay on. Also for accessories, we have this M247H heavy machine gun, which is a pretty cool weapon. We see lots of detail on this one. Paint application on this one is nice and clean as well. Pretty cool design on this one overall. Just a really cool heavy machine gun, man. I love it. And then we get down, we have 5 extra hands with this one. We have 1 fist, which is weird. I don't know why they couldn't just add an extra fist for the other side. And we have 2 of these single point fingers, or trigger fingers, whatever you want to call it. They don't really go in around the trigger, but they actually guide along. A little bit of detail in these, and paint application on all 5 hands are pretty clean. And we also have these hands, which are pretty different. I collect a lot of figures and this is the first time I actually seen hands like this. Maybe it's because he's holding a heavy machine gun. So let's get a closer look at George. Man, I gotta say this guy actually looks pretty awesome. You see a lot of damage, scrapes and all that good stuff on his armor. Pretty cool, a lot of silver paint. Just kind of dry brushed all over this one. I do like the glossy visor too. I mean, some of these have like almost like a flat appearance, but I really like the shiny visor more. Pretty cool detail on the back as well. It's a pretty cool armor, man. Like I said, I'm only familiar with the first 2 Halos. Anything after that I'm not really up on. I definitely didn't see this type of armor. If I did see it in the original Halo game, that's such a long time ago that I wouldn't even remember it anyways. But yeah, lots of cool detail. Paint application on this one is pretty solid all the way around. Closer look at the lower part of his body. Pretty awesome. The only bad thing I gotta say about this one so far is the joints are super loose on this one, man. It's such a heavy chunk of plastic. You really need some good joints to actually keep this one stable. And unfortunately, so far, this one's not working out too well. We'll see once his backpack and his gun's in hand. This ball joint, I barely even touched it, barely put any pressure on it, and it just pops off. So, kind of an issue, especially once you get that big machine gun in his hand. Definitely going to be a lot of weight. I mean, this is a solid piece of plastic as well. Even his backpack is on the lighter side, but this, man, it's a heavy piece of plastic. So I don't know how he's going to hold it. But yeah, before we pop on all of his accessories, let's go over articulation. So for his head, it goes back this far, down this far. That's it, man. That's all the head movement we're getting out of this one. We don't get much side to side, and we don't get much back and forth. There's no full rotation all the way around. It just goes to the side this way and goes to the other side this far, which is kind of understandable. He is wearing big, heavy armor, so you're not going to get full range of motion. And obviously the neck doesn't twist all the way around anyway, so it is kind of realistic. So can't really knock him for being realistic. For his arms, his shoulders go up this far. Obviously, it's going to be restricted by his armor. Does go all the way around. There's no butterfly joint or anything like that, but there is a rotation just below the shoulder there. So it's not a cut or anything like that, but it is a bicep swivel. There is double jointed pin elbows, which we get a little bit of range of motion out of it. Obviously, like I previously mentioned, man, his armor is just so big and bulky that articulation is going to be super restricted on this one anyways. And for his wrist, all 5 wrists go back and forth and all the way around. I already had a little minor complaint about the ball joint at his torso, but it goes back this far, forward this far, it does go side to side, and you don't get a full rotation. Spins around as far as here, and then just as far as here. So limited range of motion. If you put any pressure on this one, it already popped out once on me, and it's going to do the same for you. There's no rotation or anything at the waist, but his legs come out this far. Go forward this far, so a pretty decent high kick. Pretty restricted going back, so he only kicks back this far, so barely any range of motion there. There is a full rotation right there as well. It's so stiff that anytime you kind of force it, his leg pops off. So it goes around this far and then around this far. You can put his leg up and try to force it. You will get a full rotation, it is possible. A little movement in any wrong direction and his leg is going to pop off. For his knees, you do get double jointed knees. These are big, ugly joints. Not really a fan of them. You do get a decent range of motion out of them, but we have the same problem with this one. Like we did with the previous two Halo figures, this knee joint is super gummy. Very, very loose. Very, very gummy. His ankles go back this far, forward this far. There is a full rotation there as well. You do have to put a little bit of pressure on it to get full rotation, but it is possible. And there is a toe hinge as well. So that pretty much wraps up articulations. Pop on his backpack. Hopefully this thing stays in, man, because his armor kind of pushes down towards the pegs too, which is kind of weird. So I don't really have a good feeling about it. Hopefully I'm wrong. Alright, so his backpack's on. It's not really coming off, so they proved me wrong. I thought there was going to be a lot of issues. Yeah, if you're just posing on your shelf, it's going to stay in place. For his gun, I'm going to have to do off camera. I'll be right back with his gun in hand. We are back and we have George with his M247 heavy machine gun. Man, what a big chunk of plastic. Looks awesome, man. Looks pretty badass if you get this guy in some awesome poses. Tilted to the side, get his head turned to the side a little bit. Here he is, man. Awesome. Like I previously mentioned too, the joints are a little bit loose on this one, so it takes a bit of messing around to actually get this one to stand properly. But once you do, man, it looks fantastic. Let's get one more closer look all the way around with his machine gun in hand and his backpack on. Looks fantastic, man. I wish I actually gave in about these figures a lot sooner. Definitely missed out on the first 3 or 4 waves. Like I previously mentioned, this is wave 5, so got a lot of catching up to do, and we don't really see a lot of these guys around, so unfortunately I'm probably out of luck with these. Just to do 2 quick comparisons to a few other figures from this toy line. Here we have him next to Yoroi, and I think this one is from Series 4, and we have him next to Master Chief, and this is deluxe figure with Cortana and the base and all that good stuff. Awesome figure. I absolutely love both of these figures. You can see that George is pretty much the same size as Master Chief. I had to space his legs a bit apart just so he can stand up. But if his legs were close together, he'd definitely be the same size as Master Chief, and definitely taller than Yoroi. Alright, if you want to do a comparison to a standard 6-inch figure, here he is next to a G.I. Joe Classified Crimson Guard. We can tell that this guy just towers over the Crimson Guard. This guy is a little bit over 7 inches. I forgot to bring down my measuring tape before I start the review, but it's definitely a little over 7 inches, so decent sized figure. Just a big chunk of awesome plastic. But that's pretty much it, guys. So I was going to pop on some other hands, but I mean, I think you guys get the point. He doesn't come with a sidearm or any kind of energy blade or anything like that. So this is the only hand you're really going to need with this one if you want to hold his machine gun on. The other ones could probably work too, but I think these actually look the best and they probably work the best. That's pretty much it for our unboxing and figure review. So out of 10, I'm definitely going to give this guy an 8 out of 10. Paint application on this one is solid. I love all the detail, all the dry brushing, the silver, the damage, and all that good stuff. Love his visor. Love the overall design of this one. Comes with lots of hands. Doesn't really give you any accessories to use the hands with. There's no energy blade like I previously mentioned. There's no sidearm pistol or anything like that. So the other hands are kind of pointless. Let me know in comments below what you think of our score of 8 out of 10. Let me know what you think of these figures, and let me know what you think of our review. If you guys had to rate this one out of 10, what would you give it? If you liked our review, don't forget, hit that like button, give us a thumbs up, and hit that subscribe button as well. As always, we hope you enjoyed the review, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Keep collecting, stay safe, go buy some toys.